Hello, today we're going to go over the Tier 3 kit accessories. For those of you that haven't seen, I've been covering all of the kits and their accessories. So if we go into the quick suit, for instance, you have Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3, and kit cores. All Tier 1s are the same across the board, same thing with Tier 2 and Tier 3. The kit cores are unique to this suit specifically. So I've already covered Tier 1 and Tier 2. We're going to cover Tier 3 today, and then I'll have independent videos for each suit and their kit core abilities. Or accessories. We're going to go over the faster ability cooldowns mod, in-air damage, and pistol master. So we're going to start off with the faster ability cooldowns. Ability cooldowns are slightly faster. Maximum movement speed is slightly reduced. So let's go ahead and take it off. We'll get buck naked again, and we'll see how fast our movement speed is and look at the ability cooldowns. Buck naked. Go ahead and pick up grenade and triage sphere. Grenade should be like a 20-second cooldown. Yep. And triage, active for 20 seconds. $40 seconds. 20 and 40. Put a timer on screen how long it takes me to run across the room, as you've seen before. All right, let's back out and put the mod on. Keep calling them mods. Should be called mods. All right, we're back. We got grenades and sphere again. Boom. It was like 17.5 or 18. $36, I think. And again, we'll do the sprint speed. I'll have a timer on screen again. As always, I'll have a spreadsheet at the end that covers all the numbers specifically after I break it all down in post-processing, because I can break it down by frame. Feels the same, but there'll be numbers somewhere. All right, for in-air damage, the second mod we're going to look at, I'm going to equip a single-shot pistol just so it's easier to look at numbers. We'll go ahead and take off faster ability cooldown, swap it for in-air damage, deal more and receive more damage while in the air, but by how much? All right, so I should be doing 48 damage, 48, and 84. Go ahead and jump, 55. 97. That's roughly a 15% increase. So here's the tricky part. He does 4 or 3 shots each at 20 points of damage each. 4 or 3 each. Anyways, I gotta try to double jump and get hit by all of them. That way we can see how much of a damage drop it is. Because if I take some damage in the air and land and take some, it's gonna be harder to figure out what it is. Actually, it won't. I could redo. I could just use Dragonfly and just hover. Kill him really quick. We'll spawn a new one. It was actually easier than I thought. Took me down 75 health in 3 shots. They're doing, it does 25 damage. Down to 50. Shoot me. Yep. 3 hits down to 325. So damage went up from 20 to 25. 25% increase. You take 25% more damage and you deal 15% more damage. Yikes. It's not an even split. Whereas the in-air armor was an even split. You take 15% reduced damage while in the air, and you deal 15% less damage. So if you stack both in-air armor and in-air damage, you're actually going to take 10% more damage and break even on the damage output. I wonder if that's intended. Really? I was expecting it to be even. I used to run low HP and damage in air with my quick suit, and I used to, like 2 updates ago, just dominate people. Then with the health changes and everything, I don't have, and then the low HP nerf. And I wonder if they changed in-air damage too, because I used to run it after the last 2 updates ago, and I just got destroyed. Just constantly getting destroyed, so I had to change up my whole loadout. Interesting. Going forward, every update, I'll have these numbers, and we'll be able to see what's actually changing and what doesn't change. Gross. Gross. All right. Moving on. Lastly, we're going to do Pistol Master. Now, this one is funny. I was talking to some people in chat the other day, and people thought that you were doing more damage with it. It's a valid thought. But this kind of thought always kind of cracks me up a little bit with people. Not everybody's a nerd like me when it comes to numbers and stats and spreadsheets and blah, blah, blah. Every game I have spreadsheets, regardless if I do videos for them. I have to know how it works. Especially when it says more effective handling of pistols. I would naturally think that it's going to be recoil, spread, maybe reload, and possibly rate of fire, but nowhere would I think it's damage. But some people think it's damage, so we'll figure that out. Spoiler, it doesn't increase damage, but we'll show you. We'll show you. We tested it on stream just to double check because I was curious. Somebody's like, I think it does more damage. I was like, what? No way. But check it out. I accidentally selected it and I gotta take it off. Buck naked. Base stats. Let's see. So we want to test reload. Here's going to be the tricky part that I'm not going to be able to fully test without subjectively looking at just visuals. There's a lot of stats on these guys. So, for instance, we can test range. Yeah, we'll test range also. Let's test, what do we want to do? We want to do short and long. Yeah, we'll do short and long, 2 different ranges. But like base spread, maximum spread, stability. It's going to be and time to ADS, time to equipped. These things, it might affect these things. Let's see if I'm going to write these down. We'll see if it changes when we equipped it, just for shits. All right, so range doesn't change. Fall off stuff doesn't change. 70. That doesn't change. Base spreads don't change. Those don't change. Those don't change. Movement speed doesn't change. Wonder, does reload 1.7? 1.7. 1.7. All right, so the stats here don't change. Let's go check out the at 10 meters, 62, 20 meters, 62, 30 meters, 53, 25, 58, 21, 62, 22, 62, 23, 61. So 22 meters before you start to see damage drop off. We're going to go just back to... I'm going to go all the way back to the back here. Oh, it doesn't even hit. So at 75 meters, you're doing 0 damage. Did we test 74? Stand by. Yeah. 75. 75. And test rate of fire. I'll run 3 tests on this, just to see if we can get it accurate again like we do with reload. reload time. And again, the best way for me to do this is to run 3 different tests, and we're going to hit reload. And I'm going to be spamming a shot while it's reloading just to see how accurately we can fire a shot the moment I'm able to shoot again. That determines the reload speed. Okay. What else do we want to test? We got range, drop off. I don't know how to do recoil. How do we want to do this? We can stand behind here, and we'll put, that's what we'll do. We'll stand dead center. What? And I'll just spam bullets and see what without fighting the recoil. And then let's test the climb. First shot. So it jumps up into the blue. Jumps up to about the red. Stop this bad boy on. We'll go back and run all these tests again. All right. Let's test the run speed with. Okay, so damage, right? Let's do damage first. 48, 62. Same thing. Okay. 62, 62, 52, 61. What do we get? 1 extra meter? $75 was the, what? The break point of no damage? Yeah, all right. Test rate of fire. Test reload speed. Now there's a ton more things we could test, like how many times you can hip fire and get a headshot, or how accurate you are. Right? So this might, out of 10 shots, we might have more dead center accuracy. I could spend hours testing different ways to see how this is going to work. But for the most part, recoil, single shot recoil, spray recoil, hip fire, and ADS, reload, rate of fire, sprint speed, and range, I think are more than enough. We're not going to go into much more detail regarding spread and things, because a lot of that's just going to turn subjective. Some of this already is, but it's good visual aids. Based on feel, I haven't seen the numbers yet. The numbers are probably already on screen, but based on feel, I don't feel like there's a big difference. But spreadsheet's next, and then I'll have the answers. All right, spreadsheet. Here's all the numbers we just went over in quick, easy reference table. Should really make a document somewhere that we can all access over time. And I don't know what I'm going to do once all the different releases keep changing stuff. We'll worry about that at a later time. Anyways, faster ability cooldowns was the first kit accessory we went over. The ability cooldown for the grenade was 20. The triage sphere was 40. It decreased it to 18 and 36. It's a 10% decrease on your timer. Sprinting, it increases your sprint, if you remember correctly. So sprinting took 8:21 and then 8:47. So it's a 5% increase or decrease, actually. 5% decrease of your speed. It took 5% longer to get there. But again, that's 0.2 of a second in a nutshell. Is it really that much slow? I don't know. In-air damage. So base damage was 48, and then when we were in the air, we did 55. 15% increase. The robot hits you for 20 damage. When you're in the air, it hits you for 25. It's a 25% increase. Yikes. My headshot value that I was dealing to the robot was 84. When I was in the air, it's 97, so it is also 15% increase. So the in-air damage, obviously you can see that. You increase yours by 15, but you take 25. Okay. So on that note, there's a lot of Dragonfly users that are running in-air damage. Just remember that. They're 25% weaker. And they're stationary. They're just right there. It's a pinata. Smack it. Pistol Master. This one, we had a lot of debates in chat, but basically, out of all the tests, I don't have numbers to show the visual recoil patterns and stuff that I showed on screen, so you have to go back and reference those if you skipped all the way here. So the damage did not change. Base damage 48, headshot 62. While wearing that perk, it stayed the same. Reload speed increased. My average was 1.132, which is 9%, which seems weird to me. I think I did have a 131 in there if I remember correctly. You can go back and look at it if you want. But if it was a 131, it would be an even 10%. So it's probably a 131. Shoot me. Rate of fire basically didn't change. I'm not going to count a 200ths as an increase or decrease. No, that's a 0. That's just graphics, frame, whatever, recording. That's just a fluke. And then the short range didn't change, and the long range didn't change, and then sprinting time didn't change. So, Pistol Master only affects reload speed by a little bit and your recoil. And there's probably some spread and stuff in there also that I wasn't going to dive into. So it's 100% handling of your gun, the handling of it, not damage, not anything else, not anything like rate of fire would technically increase damage, DPS. So it doesn't affect any of that stuff. It's just weapon handling. So going forward again, I'm not going to run Pistol Master. No, I'm going to go back to faster ability cooldowns personally. I'm not going to touch in-air damage with my quick suit. That's too much damage. That's too much damage. Somebody's hitting me for 100. That's 125. That's 1.25 bars of health. I have 4 bars of health. No. Anyways, I stream daily over on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi between the late night hours of 8 p.m. till about 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's West Coast United States. We do a lot of cycle. I do a lot of cycle. I love cycle. I do a lot of solos. But if you want to swing by, check it out, ask questions, pitch some ideas or myths you might hear, things you might want me to test, so you can find me. It's live interactive streaming. It's dope. If you haven't heard of Twitch, go swing by twitch.tv/SlyGumbi. Follow me on Twitter at SlyGumbi for news, updates, and goofiness. We have a Discord channel and a ton of cycle links down in the description below. And I also have a playlist of cycles since I cover a ton of games. So, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.